Okay, here's the Chapter 3B test review. This is also your homework, so as you take notes, basically you're doing the homework. So let's go into do number 1. Write the equation of the line that passes through the points 5, 6, and 7, 6. Well, if we notice here, we have 6. Here, let me grab a different color. We have our y is 6 and our y is 6. Therefore, the equation of this line is y equals 6. Let's go in and look at number 2. Write the equation of the line that is parallel. Parallel, remember, parallel means same slope to the y-axis and passes through the point 3, 2. So we need a line that is parallel to this y-axis. And again, that means it's going to, and it goes through the point 3, 2. So we'll call this 3, 2, and it's parallel. Therefore, that line is going to be, that is going to be our x. So x equals 3 is the equation of this line. Number 3, write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the y-axis. So again, let's get our x and y-axis. This is our x-axis, that's our y-axis. So we want a line that is perpendicular to the x-axis and passes through the point 1, 2. So let's get our point 1, 2. And then we want a line that is perpendicular to the y-axis. That means it's going to cross the y-axis. It's going to cross that. Therefore, the equation of this line would be y equals 2. Why? Because again, it's crossing that y-axis, so right here would be y equals 2. Okay, number 4. Write the equation of a line that is parallel. Remember, same slopes. Parallel means same slope. So whenever you see parallel, you should think same slope to the line y equals, we have y equals negative 3x minus 5. And it goes through the origin. If you remember, the origin is, the coordinates are 0, 0. Not sure why it looks like that, but we will put that down. Okay, oh, it's because I used the highlighter. There we go, 0, 0. All right, so we have that. So let's go ahead and if we were to find the slope here, we know the slope would be, and if it goes through 0, 0, that means there really isn't going to be a change in y over a change in x because it's just going to stay the same. So therefore, we know that the slope will stay the same. So our equation here will be y equals negative 3x. Number 5, write the equation of the line that passes through the points 2, 9 and 3, 5. So remember here, we're given 2 sets of points, so we have to find our slope first. So m equals, and we have our 5 minus 9 and 3 minus 2. So we have 5 minus 9 is negative 4 over 3 minus 2 is 1. You must simplify. Remember, we missed that on the last quiz a lot, so make sure to simplify here. So that should be negative 4. So now we have our slope, and then we have our slope here, and then we have a point. So let's go ahead and put in our point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we have y minus our y1, which is right there, our 9. So y minus 9, our slope is negative 4. X minus, and there's our x, that 2. So minus 2. And let's go ahead and simplify that down more. So let's go ahead and distribute this negative 4 across. Okay, so now we have y minus 9 equals negative 4x plus 8. Add 9 to both sides. And now we have y equals negative 4x plus 17. And this is the equation of that line. Let's go ahead and go to the next page. So now let's do this, number 6. The linear equation y equals 0.15x plus 0.79 represents an estimate of the average cost of gas for year X starting in 1996. The year 1997 would be represented by x equals 1. Why? Well, let's see. If we have 1997 minus 1996, again, these are years, we'll be left with 1. So that's where we get x equals 1 here for the year 1997. Now, what about for the year 2005? Let's try that. 2005 minus 1996. That would give us 9. So that's what they tell us. Similarly, the year 2005 would be represented by x equals 9. It says, what year would be represented by x equals 4? So which one would be represented by x equals 4? So what number minus 1996 would equal 4? Well, you could do the math. So add 1996 to both sides, and we would end up with x equals 2000. So we would have the year 2000 right there. Now it says, what x value represents the year 2018? So let's do the same thing. 2018 minus 1996, and we would get 22. So therefore, the x value for what x value represents the year 2018? We would have x equals 22. Now it says, what is the slope or rate of change of this equation? So again, we're talking about this equation up here that they gave us. So our slope is right there. That is the 0.15. What is the y-intercept? That's that number right there, 0.79. What does the y-intercept represent? Think about that for a second. That would be the average cost of gas in 1996. So the average cost of gas in 1996. That was a long time ago. Assuming this growth trend continues, what will the price of gasoline be in the year 2019? So let's see. So let's go ahead and put this equation that they gave us, y equals 0.15. And remember, the x is the year, which is 2019. So let's see, we have 2019. So we have our 2019, and then we minus that 1996. And if you use the calculator, you can see that's 23. So let's go ahead and plug in 23 for our x, plus 0.79. And if we were to do that on the calculator, I'm going to do it right here, 0.15 times 23 plus 0.79, I will get $4.24. And yes, you can use your calculator on this part, and you'll be allowed to use it on your test for this portion. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next part. Number 7, couples are marrying later in life than they used to. The median age of men who tied the knot for the first time in 1970 was 23.2. In 1998, the median age was 26.7. Express this data as ordered pairs in the form of years, so do parentheses, then years after 1970, and then the age. Note, this means that the x-coordinate is 0 for the year 1970. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the first ordered pair, which they gave us 1970 and 23.2. So it gave us a clue for the year 1970. We're going to put in a 0 and the age, 23.2. And the next ordered pair is that 1998 and 26.7. So again, 1998, we will do the difference between 1998 and 1970, and that is 28. Therefore, our x value will be 28, and the age was 26.7. Now it says write a linear equation to express this data. Write the final equation in slope-intercept form. So we have 2 points here, so we can find a slope. So we have 26.7 minus 23.2 over 28 minus 0. So we can go ahead and find that difference. So 26.7 minus 23.2, we get 3.5 over 28. So 3.5 divided by 28 is 0.125. So now we have our slope, and we are given a point. We have this point that we found. We'll use that 0.23.2 and this slope. So let's go ahead and put that in our point slope form. So we have, I'm going to try to do it on this side right here. Let's see, let me skip this over. Okay, so y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus, again, the slope. So that's y minus 23.2 equals our slope of 0.125 times x minus 0. And again, we'll have y equals minus 23.2. Distribute this 0.125. And it's kind of nice because we have that 0. So we end up with 0.125 x. Bring this 23.2 over. So add 23.2 to both sides. And we end up with this answer right here. Y equals 0.125x plus 23.2. And that is our linear equation. It says C, if this model remains accurate, what will be the median age of a man who marries for the first time in the year 2019? So let's go ahead and plug in the information that we have. So we have our equation. So y equals 0.125. And what's our x? Well, we can do 2019 minus 1970, and we get 49. So our x will be 49, and that's plus 23.2. Go ahead and plug that into your calculator, and you would have 0.125 times 49. Enter, and then add that to 23.2. And we would have this person, well, the average would be 29.3 years old if this were to remain the same. Let's go and go to the next page. Now we're on number 8, direct variation. It says write the direct variation equation that goes through negative 210. So remember finding the direct variation equation, that's y equals kx. So we need to find k, which is y over x. So we have our x and our y. So our y is 10 over negative 2. So our k here is negative 5. So we would have y equals negative 5x. That would be our answer. Number 9, suppose y varies directly as x. Remember, those are keywords to know that we are going to use direct variation. And we have y equals 16 and x equals 4. So let's find our k. Y over x, that's 16 over 4. So our k equals 4. So we have y equals 4x. And it says find y when x is 16. So let's plug in 16 here. 4 times 16, we would get 64. So our answer is y equals 64. Now it says suppose A is directly proportional to B. So remember here we have to identify where our y is and where our x is. So our A is y, our B is x. And let's go ahead and label all of those. Again, we have y equals kx, direct variation. So we have to find our k. Our k here would be k equals 8 over 3. So y equals 8 over 3x. And let's go ahead, and in this one, we have a equals 21, which means our y is 21 equals 8 over 3. 8 over 3. So let's go ahead and get rid of that fraction there. So we multiply by the reciprocal times 3 over 8. And we end up with kind of a big number, but that's okay. We end up with x equals 3 times 21 is 63 over 8. Kind of write it over there. So x equals, actually that wouldn't be x, that would be b. b equals 63 over 8. So I was going to write that. B equals 63 over 8. Number 11, find the regression equation using your calculator. So you just watched the video on that for 3.7, or we did it in class, either way. So if you don't remember how to set up your calculator, go ahead and watch the previous video in 3.7. But go ahead and go to Stat. Remember, we go to Stat, go to Edit, and let's clear what we already have there. So go to L1 and go ahead and clear, enter. Do the same, go to L2, clear, enter. Okay, let's go to the first box in L1, and we're going to put all of our X's. So 7.0, enter, 7.12, enter, 8.25, enter, 7.6, enter, 7.4, enter, 7.89, enter, and 7.31, enter. Now our L1 boxes are filled. Now let's do L2, which are our Y values. So 195, enter, 162, enter, 213, enter, 198, enter, 170, enter, 201, enter, 187, enter. Now do second mode, which is your second quit. Go back into Stat, go to the word Calc, then go down to number 4, linear regression AX plus B. It says lin reg AX plus B, press enter. Go down to calculate and press enter. Now we have our slope, which is our A. So we have 28.42. Our y-intercept, which is our B, negative 23.99. Our correlation coefficient, which is our R, 0. And let's round to 0.70. Our regression equation is y equals 28.42x, which is our slope, right? Slope 28.42. And then we have our, no, not a plus, but minus 23.99. And is this equation a good fit for the data? We have 0.7, so it's not a great fit. So let's put not a great fit, because it's not very close to 1, right? It's 0.7. So we're going to put not a great fit because R equals 0.7 or 0.7. Okay, number 12, do the same thing. Let's go ahead and go back to Stat. Go to Edit. Again, we're on the calculator. Let's clear what we have. Go up to L1. Press clear, enter. Go to L2, clear, enter. Let's go ahead and put in our X's under L1. 0, enter, 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter, 6, enter, 7, enter. Go to L2 and enter in your Y values now. 28, enter, 29, enter, 32, enter, 39, enter, 42, enter, 47, enter, 51, enter, 54, enter. Now from there, go ahead and do second quit or second mode. Either way, whichever one makes more sense to you, that's fine. Then go back into Stat, go to Calc, go down to number 4, and go down to Calculate, press enter, and now you have your slope for A. Your A is your slope, so that's 4.0. Let's see, A, 4.0 should be 5, because that would round to 5. Your y-intercept is your B. That's 26.08. Correlation coefficient is your R, and that would be 0.99. Excuse me. Now regression equation is y equals 4.05x plus 26.08. Now, is this a good fit? It's a great fit. Why? Because R equals 0.99. We're very close to 1, right? The closer we are to 1, the better the fit is. Okay, for this next one, we're going to use the 6 data points that are given below and see which one will work. So let's do the first linear inequality. So we have the x minus 2y is greater than negative 8. So our x, we have -1, 8, -4, 6, -8, and 3. And bring down that -2 all the way down, -2. And let's go ahead and plug in our y. So 1, 6, 0. Again, I'm using all the data from right here. I'm not making it up. So 4, -1, and 2. So let's go ahead and see if we're comparing it with this -8 right there. Is it greater than -8? So let's highlight that. So we want to see, is that the answer greater than -8? So let's see. So we have -1 and -2. That's -3. Yes, that is greater than -8. Now we have 8 and -12. That gives us -4. Or I'm sorry, -4. So would that -4 be greater than -8? Yes. -4 and 0, that gives us -4. -4 is greater than -8. 6 and -8, that would be -2. -2 is greater than -8. -8 and +2, that would give us -6. That is greater than -8. 3 and -4 would give us -1. And yes, that is greater than -8. So we definitely know line 1 will work. Will line 2 work? Or not line 2, but Roman numeral number 2. So let's set that up. X minus 3y is less than or equal to -1. And again, we're going to set up all of our x's. So we have -1, 8, -4, 6, -8, 3. Bring down that -3 all the way down. So we have -3. And then we have our y. So let's plug in our y's here. So we have 1, 6, 0, 4, -1, and 2. And we're trying to see if they are less than or equal to -1. Okay, so we have -1 minus 3. That would be -4. Is -4 less than -1? It is less, definitely less than. 8 minus 18. So we have not -18, that would be -10. That is definitely less than -1. Now we have -4 and 0, so -4. -4 is less than -1. 6 minus 12, so we have -6. -6 is less than -1. Now we have -8 plus 3, -5. That would definitely be less than -1. And 3 minus 6, so 3 minus 6, that would be -3. -3 is definitely less than. So we can see that both sets would work. Okay, so we would circle, it would be 1 and 2. Okay, number 4 says Jerry, or I'm sorry, is that 14? 14, Jerry wants to have a maximum of $175 cash at the ticket booth. Let's put $175 cash at the ticket booth when his church carnival opens. He will have $10 bills and $5 bills. If X is the number of $10 bills, right? So we know $10 bills is X. And then we have Y is the number of $5 bills. So plus 5Y. Write the inequality. Okay, so let's go ahead and change our equal sign to the inequality. Let's try that one more time. It's a little too big. Here we go. Let's change that to an inequality. And it says, write the inequality that models this situation. So we know $175 is the maximum. You can't get any bigger than that. So it needs to be $175 is greater than or equal to that amount of money. So let's do number 15. Tula has $35 to spend. So I'm just going to write $35. That's the total amount, right? So I know that has to be greater than or equal to whatever they're going to tell us. Hardcover books cost $3.50 each, and paperback books cost $1.50 each. If X is the number of hardcover books, Tola can buy, and Y is the number of paperback books. Write the inequality that models this situation. So we have paperback books, which are 350, and they are represented by X, plus our, actually that's our hardcover books are 350, and they're represented by X. Then we have our paperback books, which are $1.50, and those are represented by Y. So we have this inequality right here. Let's go ahead and do this next one. Find the equation of the line that passes through the two given points. So let's go ahead and find the equation of this line. This is much like the quiz that we did. So we have m equals 2 minus 8 and negative 4 minus 2. So if we start on this side, then we have to do that for the y's, and then we also have to start on this side and do that for the x's. Okay, so we have to start on the same sides. I noticed that in the quiz last time, some of you started on the left, sometimes on the right. You have to start on the same side, okay, for both the numerator and denominator. So m equals 2 minus 8, negative 6 over negative 6. You must simplify. That would be positive 1. So now we're going to put it in our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we have y minus, pick a point. So in this one, I'm just going to pick this first point. So y minus 8 equals 1 times x minus 2. And we go ahead and distribute. So we'd end up with, I'm going to write it on this side, y minus 8 equals x minus 2. And then we do plus 8 on both sides. Y equals x plus 6 would be our equation. Let's go ahead and do the same over here for our slope. M equals 7 minus 0 over negative 5 minus 0. Remember, we start on this side, we go to the right, then we go back to the, or we go start on the right, then we go to the left, then we start on the right again, and we go back to the left. So let's go ahead and do that. So 7 minus 0 is 7. Negative 5 minus 0 is negative 5. So we have our slope. So let's go ahead and put it in our point slope form. Y equals y minus 1 equals m times x minus x1. So y, I'm going to use that 0, 0 because this one's a little easier. So y minus 0 equals our slope, negative 7 over 5 times x minus 0. And look what we end up with. I'm going to write it up here. Y, we could get rid of those zeros, equals negative 7 over 5x. And there's our answer. Number 18a, find the equation of a line in point slope form that passes through the points, and it gives us the points. So remember, point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So now we need to find the slope. So m equals negative 13 minus 5 over negative 3 minus 1. So we have negative 13 plus 5 is negative 8 over negative 4, and that would equal 2. So our slope here is 2. So let's put in 2 for our slope. And let's go ahead and put in our points. I'm going to use this first point, 1 and negative 5. So I have y minus 5. That becomes a plus times x minus 1. And the question told us to leave it in point slope form. Therefore, this is our answer. So y plus 5 equals 2 times x minus 1. And again, you can use this other point if you want as well. I just chose that first point. 18b, change the equation above into slope-intercept form and standard form. So this, I noticed a lot of people seem to struggle with on the quiz, so please pay close attention to this one. So we're going to do this y plus 5 equals 2 times x minus 1, and we're going to put it into standard form. Not standard form, I'm sorry, slope-intercept form first. So let's go ahead and distribute that 2 across. So now I have y plus 5 equals 2x minus 2, minus 5 on both sides. So now I have y equals 2x minus 7. So this is my slope-intercept form right there. Now it wants me to put that into standard form. So this is my slope-intercept form. Now my standard form. So I have y equals 2x minus 7. So I need to move this x over. Bring that x over here because we want our x and y on the same side for standard form. Now I have negative 2x plus y equals negative 7. And that would be your standard form answer. Let's go ahead and go on to number 18C. Graph the line above on the axis given. So we have, let's go ahead and graph this line. So we have y equals 2x minus 7. The slope-intercept form is always the easiest to graph. So let's go ahead and go to our slope or our y-intercept of negative 7, which is right here. And then our slope is up 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And you could keep going. And go ahead and draw your straight line. Go ahead and get your straight edge. Remember, on the test, you need to have a straight edge with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect our points. And you can see right there. All right. The next question says, what is the x-intercept of the line above? So let's look. Where does it cross that x-axis? It's somewhere right there. That's about halfway. So if I were to call it, I would say 1, 2, 3, about 3.5. So let's go ahead. It says, do not just make a guess based on the graph. Use the question from 18b and show your work. So I would guess it's 3.5, but it doesn't want us to use a guess. So let's go ahead and fill in what we do know. Let's go ahead and plug in 0 for our y. Then we get 2x minus 7 because we're going to solve for x. So now I add 7 to both sides. And now I have negative 7 equals 2x. Divide by 2. And now I have x equals negative 7 over 2. Therefore, my coordinates for that x-intercept would be negative 7 over 2. So we just found the x-intercept. Okay, now we're going to do number 19. Find the equation of the line that passes through the origin. Remember, the origin is 0, 0. So I'm going to put that down, 0, 0. And has a slope of 1/2. So we know the origin is 0, 0. And it has a slope of 1/2. Therefore, I can just say y equals 1/2 x because I know the slope and we already know that our other points would be 0, 0, so they would just cancel out. Number 20, find the equation of the line that passes through the points 7, 4, 9, 8, and leave the final answer in slope-intercept form. That's your y equals mx plus b. Well, we're given 2 points, so we have to find the slope here. So we have 8 minus 4 divided by or over 9 minus 7. So we have that should be a 7. All right, so we have 4 over 2. Simplify, that is 2. So we have y minus y1, which I'm going to use 7 for. So y minus 4 equals 2 times x minus 7. And that's our point slope form. But again, they want it in the slope intercept form. So we have to distribute. And now I have 2x minus 14. Bring down that y minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. And now I am left with y equals 2x minus 10. And now that is my equation in slope-intercept form. Number 21, find the equation of the line that passes through the points negative 3, 4, and 9, 4. You could probably see it better in your book. Leave the final answer in slope-intercept form, which is what we just did right above, y equals mx plus b. So we have our 2 points, so let's find the slope. So 4 minus 4 over 9 minus 3. Oh, look at this. 4 minus 4 is 0 over 12. That tells me I'm going to have a slope of 0, which tells me I have a horizontal line. if I have a horizontal line, then let's look at these coordinates one more time. Hey, look at this. Look at here. I'm going to erase right here so you can see. We have a 4 here and a 4 here. Therefore, my horizontal line equation would be y equals 4. Okay. Find the equation of a line that passes through 3, 4, and 3, 5. Notice this. We have a 3 here and a 3 here. So that is our x. Therefore, x equals 3. The equation of that line would be x equals 3. And number 23, find the equation of the line that passes through the points -5, 4 and is parallel to the line y equals 3x. So therefore, if it's parallel, we know it has the same slope, so its slope will be 3, and we are given a point. So let's go ahead and fill in what we know. We'll use our point slope form here. So we have, again, it's parallel, so y minus 4 equals our slope, which is 3, and x minus 5. That's x plus 5. And they want it in slope-intercept form, so we have to distribute this 3 across right there. So now I have y minus 4 equals 3x plus 15. Add 4 to both sides. And now I have y equals, I'm going to write it over here, y equals 3x plus 19, and that is my answer. Okay, you have completed the notes and the homework. Now I want you to do the study or the practice test, chapter 3B practice test, so you can prepare for the test.